Okay, so today we are going to talk about MLS Pinergy and some little tricks that we can go through that you might not be familiar with. I know that a lot of you have already used MLS, and I keep telling you play around in it. You can't break it. So yes, feel free to do that. And if you have any questions about MLS or Pinergy, whatever you want to call it, just let me know. We can do a one-on-one training as well. So first off, I know that we did this on a previous class, but we got interrupted due to a power failure. So we're going to go over this, just a few housekeeping items really quick. So on the top here where it says options and settings, something that's very important is to have your profile set up correctly. So as you can see, this is my team page. So you can go over here and upload a photo, whatever your image is that you use for marketing. Upload that photo over here. Just choose a file. Once it's up, save the image. You can delete it or change it at any time. It's good. I think it's good to have a photo up there.
Okay.
Just so people know who you are. As well, to have your personal phone number or cell phone number in this information. Your website, if you have one, which you should.
Mm-hmm.
Your correct email address, your KW email address is preferred, as well as your email signature. Now, this goes out when you do internal emails from MLS to your clients, to other agents. This is what shows up on the bottom of that email, and I'll show you one of those a little bit later on.
Okay.
So just save that, even though I didn't change anything. The next one, your password. They're gonna ask you to change your password every once in a while. It can't be the last 3 passwords, and it has to have certain identifying things. Custom coverage area. You can set up custom coverage areas for searches, and like if you just want to do a certain town that you focus on, certain area that you focus on, you can do it in pick the town, say if it was Abington, and then save it. And then anytime that you go to set it up with your client, that's a custom coverage area. You can pick different towns. The only thing that I don't like is that it doesn't have it per county, which when you do a regular search, it does it by county as well. Mm-hmm. So that's just something to keep in mind. Font. Now I know we went over this last time, but this is the font. They're saying the font of the writing that comes up on your listing sheets. So when you go to print out a listing sheet for an open house, or you give it to your clients, your information is on the top and the bottom can be on the top and the bottom of the page, which is good because you want you to be the contact for that property. So if you're doing an open house and somebody comes in unrepresented, it's great to have your information on there because then they can reach back out to you. You can pick whatever font you want, and we'll go through I'll show you how it shows up later.
Gotcha.
So these are other programs here, like the settlement room shows basically what the proceeds would be for clients. How much they will need to, how much they will end up with at the end of the process after the closing. Mm-hmm. You can give them a rough idea of it. You don't ever have the exact numbers until you get the closing disclosure. So it's basically just a rough estimate. Mm-hmm. As well, you can choose which map you want to use. This shows up when someone clicks on a listing. They want to see the property, they're looking at it in their search. You can pick whether it's Google Maps, MapQuest, or Bing on how because there's a map icon at the top. This just shows your login history. Oh God, I log in a lot. And then the contact details. So this is when you set up your client as a contact over here in this part right here. This shows what they will see. So do we want them to see the address? Yes. Do we want to display open house information? I'd say yes. When you email things out to them, the matches that go out, these actually go automatically through their search.
Mm-hmm.
So if they say, I don't want to get anything if there's nothing coming on that's new. So you can click no on that one. Photo summary report, it's just the type of report that when they click on the listing, that's what they see.
Mm-hmm.
Allow reverse prospecting. So reverse prospecting is when someone has a listing and you have a contact match, that agent can reverse prospect you because of your client match. You can choose whether or not they see you, and I'll show you where that comes up a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Send agent daily receipt. I get this every day because it helps me to stay on top of things for my clients. Sometimes they don't log in every day, but I want to see what's available every day. So this gives me a daily email of it, and it actually has all of your clients in one email, so you can see it all at once. I like email frequency. I do it daily. You can do it every 15 minutes if you want, hourly, whatever your client feels is best. I think daily is good, even though it comes out at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
So just give your clients a fair warning of that it does come early. You're not physically sending it. It's just when the system updates, so they will get an automatic email first thing in the morning. So if they don't want to hear that go off, they might want to silence it.
Gotcha.
So save that. So that's pretty basic for options and settings. So let's go back to home. So one of the things that we talked about was contacts. When you set up a contact, over here, the contact matches on the left-hand side. These are everybody that has come up in the past 24 hours. You can see 48 hours. Obviously, it gives you more, 72 hours. If you have any new listing matches, anybody who, if you have a listing out there and you have new matches to it, it gives you that information here. You can create hot sheets. So I did this because I had a condo in Haverhill for sale, and I wanted to see what else was coming on.
Mm-hmm.
So this showed me all of the Haverhill condos that were on at the time and everything that's sold. So let's go back. So I don't have any listings set to expire in the next month, which is good. But this gives you, helps you to keep track of it, just in case you don't, you're not aware of it.
Gotcha.
So MLS set up something because people were putting properties on as contingent and leaving them there. So they gave us a 14-day window. So if we put something contingent for financing and the financing isn't until 21 days, that's something that you're going to need to watch. This is a good thing because it shows you that in a week's time, something's going to expire and you might want to change the contingency date. It might be something that has to be done through the brokerage. I'm not sure because they don't want people just going in and extending them. They have to have justifiable reason. Gotcha. So it will automatically default to under agreement after 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
So web signups. I don't have any new web signups. So this is if anybody goes through your MLS to sign up for, to sign up for the searches to be sent to them. Any questions on that?
No, that was great. Thank you.
So over here on this side, you can see the quick search. You can search by MLS, you can search by street name, number, towns. This is just a quick one. There's a more in-depth one over here. Mm-hmm. They give you notifications of holidays, that your payment is past due. I have to update my account. This is good information that I wish more people would pay attention to. I go in every day and read them, and you never know what they're going to come up with. And it's all new regulations. It's new things that are coming to MLS. There's new things that Like September's MLS pin subscriber update. There's so many things that they put on here for news and notes. And I think it's a good thing to go through and read them. Keep you updated on MLS. So this is all of the MLS pin resources. Whether you need account services, if you've received a warning or any kind of a fine, or if you just want to read into it, see what that's all about. If you need to contact them, maybe you have a question about a listing, maybe something you're trying to post a listing and you keep getting a notification that there's something missing or there's wording that's wrong. They're very good about helping you. If you need any COVID-19 resources, economic market watch, essential appraisal solutions, forms and flyers. This is good because there's a few in here, like when you're going to do a new listing, they actually have input forms. So if you've never done a listing before and you want to make sure that you don't forget anything, you can use this as a template, say a single family, and you can just fill it out as you're going through the house or as you're trying to put your listing together. It also works well if you have like a transaction coordinator or somebody who enters your listings. You can give them this form and everything's there. So
okay,
it's pretty cool. Let's go back. So if you have to, anything that you need to change about the status change, if you want to report somebody or something, this is if you're doing open house. They have some great marketing flyers. If you wanted to order a Supra, usually we go through the board, but I'm not sure if you have to order them through MLS now. So, any questions on that? I'm just defaulting to you, Matt.
No, I know I know.
All right, so over here, you can, on this quick links, you can choose the ones that you want to have over here.
Okay.
Anything that you use often, if you go into the agent roster a lot, if you go into area market reviews, the cloud CMA, you can add or delete any of these as you see fit. Like I don't have Super anymore, so I could actually remove that. It's not something that I use, so I don't need it anymore. But the other thing is that you can clean this up. You can collapse all of these things if you're not using them. Custom quick links. If you have something else that you want to put in there, you can add them in. I believe if you wanted to add something like DocuSign or some other program that you use, you can add them in here. I've never used it. Go to Rhode Island statewide. Never saw that. That's good to know. Save searches. So I have some searches in here that I've saved. You can save as many as you want. I just actually need to delete all of these. I don't use them anymore. And then coming soon to new. So if you put a listing up as coming soon, you have 21 days with the proper paperwork done that you can have something listed in MLS as coming soon. That means that you can put a sign up. You're not supposed to put the sign up. You're not supposed to mark it. You're not supposed to do anything for a listing unless you actually have it signed by the seller that you want to do a coming soon. You're supposed to list on MLS, I believe within 24 to 48 hours. I'm not sure which one, and that you sign the contract. But if you want to give yourself a little bit of time, maybe market it out a little bit, see what kind of interest you get. The good thing to do is the CSO, which is a coming soon.
Gotcha.
And again, just like the contingent to under agreement, it will automatically default after 21 days. The other one is after 14 days.
Okay.
So, any questions on this?
No, not really. Thank you for going through this with me.
All right, so let's go to contacts. Do you have anything specific that you want to go over, or that you're
Yeah, maybe contacts. I've had a little trouble with that, just just if you could give me a little overview. Like
Sure.
I've been using them, but it's kind of not the best at it yet.
Okay. So contacts obviously is anybody that you want to set up for a search.
Hmm.
And you have so many options of how you can categorize these and set them up. So again, like I say, play around in it. You can't break this. It's, set up dummy accounts. You're not gonna be charged for them. It doesn't go anywhere. You can, make it show that it's something that you use and nobody else sees, just so that you can get used to what you need. So as you can see, it says I have 220 contacts. I don't. I have 220 total contacts, and most of them have been archived.
Hmm.
So we're going to go over here at this column. So archived, um, they're either current or archived. So the current ones will show up in this middle part of the page right here.
Hmm.
And those are the ones that either get the daily emails or the reverse prospecting, or you'll get the email that says what the matches are. So the archived ones, they automatically archive if the client hasn't logged in a certain amount of time.
Hmm.
So I think it's 30 days. It might be 60 days, but if they haven't logged in at all to the account, then you'll get an email that says so and so has been automatically archived. You
Gotcha.
can unarchive it. You can go back in and unarchive it if you want. So as you can see, I have all of these people that are archived. And something to note, see how these over here have lines through them?
Yep.
All right, so when they have a line through them, it means that the client has actually requested to unsubscribe.
Okay.
So when they get their daily email, they can unsubscribe there, or they can unsubscribe from when they log in.
Gotcha.
So I have 34 people that they automatically archived.
Hmm.
Just they fell off for whatever reason. Like this one, Marla, she chose to be unsubscribed.
Hmm.
So at a certain point, she still has the account open, the search open, but she's not getting the emails. So after a certain time, she automatically fell off.
Okay.
I don't have any pending requests that I know of. So this would be if somebody has signed up for your search, for you to send them a search.
Hmm.
And then this might be from the team side, but the assigned leads. So if I have a client that I want to hand off to somebody on my team, I can assign them to another person on my team.
Okay.
You can make up categories. You can add categories in here. I don't know why I have these in here. And you can delete them as you need.
Hmm.
Maybe. Oh, I guess I can't. I have to figure that one out. So let's just go in and add a new contact.
Okay.
So the contact ID, it's a new contact. The agent ID, so this is your MLS number. This is my team number, but your MLS number will show up here.
Okay.
You can put in a password. I try to make it something that I'll remember, or make it something easy for them to remember. If you don't put anything in here, it does a random password.
Okay.
So make up a contact. I'm probably in here 100 times. You can add additional names. Say if you have, like I could go in here 17 times, just keep adding it. You can put who they are, if it's somebody in their family, somebody, some other name that you want to, label that you want to put them under.
Hmm.
Then you can remove them if need be. Every time that you put in a name here, you need to have an email. There has to be a matching email. And you can choose whether or not they receive the emails. Some
Okay.
people will say, yeah, you can have my email address in there, but don't send me anything. Say if it's a husband and wife and he says, just send it to my wife. I don't want to see them. You don't need to put in a phone number. You don't need to put in any other additional information unless you want to. Sometimes it's good because, you know, like if you put in some notes of what they're looking for, what kind of property if they're selling something, if they've already bought something, already sold something, you know, what their anniversary dates are, that kind of thing, birthdays. This is just additional information for you, which you can use for marketing, you know, spouses, children, family status, whatever.
Mhm.
So this method of contact is important because you want to make sure that if they say, don't email me, you don't email them. If they don't want anything in the mail, they don't get anything in the mail. You know, if they specifically say something, make sure that you mark that off so that nothing goes to them.
Okay.
Any questions on that?
No, thank you.
All right, so the next one is searches. All right, sorry, you have to save anything that you've put in here.
Okay.
So we're just gonna save it, not save and close. So now searches. So a fun thing that MLS added is that you can do it by a regular search, which is you can pick all the criteria, or you can go by a map search. And you can draw the map. You can actually draw, say if somebody says, I only want to be in a square of this area. And that's what their search will come up.
Okay.
I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
You can delete the shape. You can also search by address. You can search by current location, but then again, you have to allow them to see where you are. If they have points of interest, say if they say, I want to be within a mile of Andover High School.
Mhm.
Okay, well, we can put in the school. You just pick a town. Say if you can go into the town and pick which one you want. You know, put in the address of the school and then points of interest, public transportation, anything that you want.
Mhm.
Pretty much all here. So obviously this is the aerial view of it. Somebody says, I don't want to live near water. This is nice to look at because it gives you an idea, a better idea. I mean, you can see the water here, but so you can do searches, like I said, a couple of different ways. So over here, you can pick what you want, single family, multifamily, anything you want. If you only want to search for open houses, say over the next 3 days, the next day or whatever, you can set that up. Like I have certain searches, open houses coming up in 3 days, anything going on in Framingham. Like if I have a listing in a town, I set up a search for that town. If I have a listing that's coming up, I set up a search in that town for everything that's gone on the market, everything that's sold, you know, just to keep an eye on things. It's just something that you get a daily email of instead of running the reports. It just automatically comes up for you. You can go through what kind of trouble are you having with your search with your MLS stuff? Like what do you want to focus on?
Really just like, well, you did it, you cleared it up. It was the how to get the automatic email for the contacts.
For them to get it or for you to get it?
Well, I guess for them.
Okay. Something that I have that I've set up, let me see if I can grab this. So I have set up an email, like it's a template that I'm going to send to you guys that says, you know, hi, Joe, I've set up your search. Actually, I've set up your search and here's how to log in. Here's the details of your search. You know, it's this, and it says that, you know, exactly what it covers. And this is how you log in. You click on this link and this is their ID number that when you go back to, like if I look in this one, see this number, the contact ID? So that's the number that I plug into that email.
Okay.
So there and this is literally just a template that I copy and paste. This line right here never changes because this is the login to my site.
Okay.
You'll have to get, and I'll show you how to get that same one. I just think it's a good tool for them to have because they're always like, how do I log in? When can I log in? You mean you can log in anytime, you can log in all day long. Here's your information, have at it.
Okay.
It gives their password. That way there they have the information.
Mhm.
But it also sets, a level of expectation of what they might need.
Okay.
So let's see, searches. I'm just going to go by this one because I have it in here. So you've gone into these, right? Looking at the
Yeah.
searches and stuff.
Yeah.
So once you set up a contact and for them to get the daily email, like this one,
Mhm.
we didn't have any searches on this day. This was this morning. So like I do one for the Andover Market Center. Everything that comes on in Andover at the Market Center, everything that goes off the market, I just get a daily listing of it.
Okay.
So this is what the client would see.
Mhm.
And this is the one that I see. See how it has everybody coming through?
Yep, I see it.
All right. So and you know that you can go in and change this anytime you want.
Yep.
So let's see, notifications. This is just how often they get notified about things from notifications up here. You can have it in the summary. You can have everything come up in the detail. If you need to, if you want to delete them. Also, if somebody says, hey, I want to know Stoneham single families and I want to know Stoneham condos, you can click on this and hit clone. You want to clone the search? Okay. So then you can just rename it.
Okay.
Hit condos, hit save. There you go. Exactly the same, just now you're getting all the condos. So like if you have somebody that says, we've been looking for single families, but we're running out of options and running out of time, can you add condos and multifamilies? And they'll get one search. It will all go together, but it does separate them. So obviously this is what the matches look like. You've gone into this, right?
Mhm.
And you know that you can pick how, if you just want to see the condos, you just want to see the single families, you just want to see the price range between, 609 and 969.
Mhm.
You can click off which one you want. It will only show those. So like I do this one for Stoneham, one, because it's my hometown, and two, because I have a listing coming on in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I've been watching just to make sure I know what's going on. And this just gives the history of what you've done, how you've set it up. So I created the contact, edited it, anything that I've done. So this is their activity. And you can see, like for me, I've logged in a lot more in the last, I've logged in a lot more, that there's more matches. I really haven't done much because I don't log into it. I just see it.
Gotcha.
And here's that archive button. So if you know that you're not working with someone anymore and you want to clean up your contact list, you can just hit archive and it will ask you a question. It means that they don't have access, they're not going to get an email, but you can always unarchive them.
Okay.
So it's not like they permanently get deleted. So say if somebody wants to take a break, you can archive them and then come back to it.
Gotcha.
So that's it for contacts. The the listing side of it is a little bit tougher, and I think I'll go over that when people have listings to enter, just
Mhm.
because I can't do it and post it.
Gotcha.
And I think that that's something that I want to be able to go through. I mean, the basics of it. Have you ever done this?
Yeah, I went through it with my mom one time.
Oh, good. Best practice.
Yeah.
But again, it's something that, you can play around in and you can't break it. So, but this is also cool too, because there's fields in here. This one right here, show all hidden fields. All of a sudden, more stuff starts popping up that you can enter information about.
Uh-huh.
So that's, and again, if you want to clone this, say you have a single family and then they will also want to sell it as land, because maybe it's a rundown house that needs to be demolished, you can
Yep.
clone the listing. You can clone you can, you know what I mean? You can go in here and clone it so that now you have two. Or you can go in and clone a listing that you already have. Say if you set up the single family and now you want to put it in as land,
Mm-hmm.
you can just go in, you pick the MLS number. So you can either go by MLS number or by office listings. So that's kind of neat. That was a new option. But they also have, tutorials if you get stuck, but you can always check with me. I love that they have the spell check because that's important. I know I like that part. Also auto save. This I feel like is important because there's a lot of times that we go through these and you're getting like down to the end and for whatever reason you go to do something else or you time out of MLS or whatever it is and everything that you've put in is gone. So this is an ideal thing to have right here, this auto save.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lifesaver. So but if you have any questions when you do these, I know you have your mom, but if you have any questions, by all means, let me know.
Thank you.
Searches, I'm sure you've done these.
Yep.
This is kind of neat though, that says that of all of MLS single families, there's 5,061 on the market right now. That's kind of neat. Just in Massachusetts, just under our MLS. Let's see what else. Do you have any questions on this, on how to set these up?
No, I do best with the search tab.
Yeah, and you know all about the additional criteria and the keywords, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Those are good to use. I mean, I sometimes I don't use them. I try to be as simple as possible when I set up searches for people, because someone could put in a word that will make it so that they never see the perfect listing. So I try to make it as vague as possible when I set them up. And then if going forward we need to change it, we can get more specific. But I don't want them to miss anything because someone put the wrong word in somewhere.
Right. Or they missed, yeah.
Yeah. And then to go through these, like if I decided I wanted to use one of these searches, if I wanted to make up a search and then attach it to a client, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can download any of these reports, stats. They've updated a lot of things. So again, back to the map search, if you wanted to go in and do a map search. And remember what I told you about double screens?
Yeah.
Okay, so click control and tools, and it should give you another. Didn't work for me this time. So now you have two screens that you can work back and forth in.
Okay.
So I don't remember how far we got on this. I wanted to go over, so this is what your client will see.
Yeah.
Did you go in and make any of these changes?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you need to have any team information over here, but you can just click on this box and you can add in anything that you need to add.
Okay.
Just make sure you hit save. I've done that. But anything that ends up with a highlighted box, like with the dots around it, you can change. If you want to change your picture. And when you upload photos into your account,
Yep.
when we did it in the beginning, it gives you different photos that you can use, different options. So if you click on this top blue line here, this is what your clients see when they get their daily email. Once they log in, they also see, so that's my website homepage. So if anybody just logs into that MLS.com with my default, so then the clients are the ones that get a different one. So they log in and, you know, it'll show the featured listings. If somebody wanted to look up their own home value, they can send in a message to us. If they want to contact, if they want to look at a mortgage calculator. Some pretty good tools in here. So if you wanted to have something on the page header, just to see what it looks like. See where that comes up?
Yep.
You can say, you know, it says, welcome to the Pinergy consumer website, but you can also have it say, you know, welcome to Matt Houlihan's website. So this, obviously you can change this as well. It doesn't need to say welcome to the Pinergy consumer website. You can change it to welcome to my realty group, welcome to my page, you know, anything that you want to put in there.
Gotcha.
You know, obviously within guidelines. If you wanted to add another section to it, maybe some information, maybe some links to a mortgage company, maybe some links to, you know, the home inspection companies, anything like that, you can add those in there.
Gotcha.
That's pretty much it. The ideal thing I would say is to, you know, have it be like where this is all red, you know, and you can change it to up here, whatever company.
Yeah.
You know, obviously this is the Keller Williams one. So. What else, Matt?
Nothing that I can really think of right now.
All right, so if you have any questions on anything else about MLS, we can go through it. I kind of wanted to shift over to Showingtime. Do you use
Okay.
Showingtime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
You familiar with it?
A little bit, not really.
Okay. So when you do a listing, you have the option to, so I have the under agreement ones. Let's see. So down here where it says schedule a showing time. So it's an option in the listing that you click off and where is it? See if I can find it. Right here. So this shows, you know, you can schedule a showing time or call this number or schedule a showing time. You can click off one of these or both of these and it will automatically pop that link into your listing.
Okay.
So going into showing time, you do have, you said you've used it?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not super familiar, but I have used it.
Okay, so just log in. And it reminds you all the time to update, even if nothing else has, what is this?
Huh.
So, I mean, honestly, I'm glad that they're doing the upgrades because it's a bit archaic the way they do this, but it is a great tool to help you with with scheduling showings and stuff and showings on your listing, especially if it's something that you need to accompany. Obviously they need to make appointments through you. They can make appointments through showing time. You can set boundaries. You can set wait times. You can set length of showings. There's a lot of things that you can set up. So from the beginning here, profile, it's just basic. A lot of this, it always asks you this, if you want to change anything, everything looks fine, remind me later. You can change this stuff at any time. This down here says, since I have a team and a personal MLS, this one's the primary one, the team one, because all my listings are put under the team. But it's also authorized to pull my listings if I had anything that I did personally. Because it automatically pulls the listings if you want them to be in there. The other thing is that even if you don't use showing time in your listing, people can pull it up from MLS. So they can type in the search that they want, if they want to see 123 Main Street, they can type in that address, or they can type in the MLS number, and it will connect with them if they're allowed to show through showing time. Otherwise, they'll come up with a message that says that this listing is not taking appointments through showing time.
Gotcha.
So basic information, contact information, how you choose to be contacted, obviously the office information. I believe this is something that we get as part of our MLS dues. I'm pretty sure that that's how it works. We get a basic one. You can buy into a more extensive one. So this is, listing agent showing preferences. You decide this is the default one. You can change it per listing, but this is what it will default to. Whether I don't like to be emailed about them. I just want to get text messages. So I usually change it when I do the listing, but I just leave it so that it's defaulted this way.
Gotcha.
If you have any listing notices that need to be sent to the agents, if there's any specific showing instructions, if they need to make sure they set the alarm, anything like that. I always request feedback. A lot of people don't do it, but they're going to get 3 emails before they aren't bothered anymore. And hopefully they fill it out. So contact information for me for the buyer's agent, as a buyer's agent. So this is the listing side of it, and this is the buyer's agent side of it. So anytime that I go in and schedule a showing, this is how how the buyer side of it's notified.
Okay.
Notifications on offers I have submitted. I've never used this before and didn't even know it was in here. So I guess you can set that up.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to look into that one. Additional preferences. So I get all the notifications from MLS. Like I said, those news things, I get them. I like to know what's going on. So this says that they can contact me at all hours, which I should probably change it, but mobile app. So you can send the link to yourself so you have the mobile app, which is convenient. You don't have all the same all these same options that you do on the website.
Mm-hmm.
So just be aware of that. If you want to enter your personal information in here, you can. If there is some kind of another showing service that you use, you can put that in here. And it just says when when stuff's been modified. So you can choose this, that it syncs to your calendar. So I have it that it syncs to my Google Calendar. You just put in what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And update it. Oh, so if you want to add a note for the appointment staff, so that when someone calls in and makes an appointment, they have to give this information to the buyer's agent. If you just want information that's going to be known to the showing agent, you can do that as well.
Okay.
So it's something just, easy stuff. If you want to put in something that you can put in predefined notes, beware of bad pet. So it's nice defaults that you can have in there. But this is a good thing to just every once in a while go through and just see what's in there. And you can add notes if you want. You put them in here.
Mhm.
What else? So what kind of questions do you have about this? I mean, this is just the basic stuff. I want to make sure I cover what you've had any issues, if you've had any issues with them.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play around with it more.
Yeah.
I have no questions like off the top of my head right now, but
Mhm.
definitely like I'm gonna look into it and see what I'm having trouble with.
Right. And please let me know. So
Yeah, absolutely.
like this, if you have listings, as soon as we put it in MLS and it's under agreement, it forwards over to here.
Okay.
So it's, if it's active, if it's contingent, whatever it is, however it's stated in MLS, that it's going to show up here. And then
Okay.
you can click on these. This is the instructions for my listing in Framingham. It was a show and go. Basically they just go and show. They just click on that they want an appointment. It was a vacant property. They can go anytime they wanted.
Mhm.
If you need to confirm the appointments, if they need to go back to the listing agent, whatever it is, they have different options. So, but did you know about Showing Cart? Have you ever used this?
No.
All right, so I just wanted to go over this one. So Showing Cart is a great tool if you say you're going to take a client out on a Sunday and go to a bunch of showings, open houses, whatever. You can create, so we'll just do this for this Sunday, the 10th. We'll select a buyer. And then this is the description of the tour. So you click add to my tours. So now on Sunday, this comes up. And you can enter an MLS number right here, or you can add a listing stop, say 17 Cottage Street. So this is my 17 Cottage Street. It's under agreement,
Hmm.
but say if I wanted to add this to the tour, you just click on it, you pick a time. I don't know if it'll let you because, so buyer's agent. It just doesn't. You have to make sure that you go through what you need to. So if you wanted to go in and do an inspection, start the appointment time, click on it, end time. Usually they default. So if I pick 8:15, it's going to default to the time that I have set up. If you want to send a note to the listing agent, hey, this is for the home inspection, instructions for your buyer, it will go to them. Save. You can also add notes in here. Say if we, if you knew that the open house was COVID restricted, or if there were pets on the property, say if you had a client that was allergic to pets and you wanted to make a note that this was in here, that, by the way, there's pets on the property for this one. Or, we need to walk down a muddy path, or, just anything, you can put stuff in here. If you needed to add another stop, say you wanted to add lunch, you were going to meet and, stop in the middle of the showings and go to Panera, you can add that as a stop so that it puts the time in for you, so that it gives you a schedule.
Okay.
I'm going to put, let's see. I like this too, because if you decide that, you're going to start your showing, you're going to leave the house in Newton, and it says that your first showing is in Framingham, and then you're going to come back to Brighton, just want to make sure that you're making the best of your, of the schedule. There's
Yeah.
also, on here, or at least it used to be on here. You could do a smart route, oh, right here. So this is telling me that the smartest way to go, like you can even add your home address. So there's other stops, say if you wanted to put the place that you're going to start at, so that it gives you time, you know, where you need to be, when you need to be there, how long it's going to take you to get to the first location. You can add that in there too. And once you set all these up and then you hit send requests, they automatically go to the listing agent.
Mhm.
If you put something, say if you wanted to visit 3 open houses, you can put those in here just so that they keep you on your schedule. And then you just notify, you know, either the listing agent will get back to you and say it's an open house, or they won't confirm it or whatever, but at least you know that it's in your schedule and how much time you need to get to where you need to get.
Yeah.
And I like this piece right here where it says 14.4 miles, estimated 24 minutes. So you can calculate how much time you need between stops.
Okay.
So I think that's a good tool. So this black box over here means obviously that there's no showings during that time. You can move this any way you want to move it. It'll change the time.
Hmm.
If you want to extend the time that you need, you can block that off. This is nice because it gives you the exact directions that you might need
Hmm.
in case you don't use Waze or something. What else? What else did you have questions on?
I mean, I got nothing off the top of my head.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know. Like I said, playing around in it is the easiest way to figure this out. It's user friendly, can't break it. Make up a showing, make up a, you know, just to play. I mean, I wouldn't send the requests unless you're going to actually do the request, or you can let the agent know that you're going to try it out, that you're going to, you know, do a test run just
Yep.
to see how it works. You could do it with showings that are in the office, listings that are in the office, and just let people know that you're going to be, you know, practicing on showing time.
Yeah.
And you want to see how it works. I'm sure nobody's going to care. You can feel free to use my listings. So, I mean, if you have any questions, just play around in it. Let me know what you think, and we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you so much, Debbie. I really appreciate you taking your time today.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a good one.